This story from God's Word is a composite story. It's taken from many different places in the Bible. Now, before God created the first man or woman, God created all the spirits. He created all the spirits like Himself. For God, too, is a spirit. God has always lived. He is eternal, without beginning or end. God commanded, and all the spirits were created. There are so many that no one can count them. God created the spirits to worship Him and to do the work that He gave them. Later, God would use the spirits as messengers. When God needed to speak to man, to help man, or even to punish man when he sinned against God. One spirit that God created was very wise. He was very powerful, and he was very beautiful. God had a very special work for him to do. This spirit was to guard God's holy throne in heaven. But this spirit soon became filled with pride because of his great beauty. And he desired to take God's place in heaven and rule over all the other spirits. So this spirit led a rebellion of other spirits. And because of their wickedness and their rebellion, which was a sin against God, they were driven from heaven. Because God is righteous, that is, He's without sin, He judged their sin. And He is preparing a special place of eternal punishment for all the spirits who rebelled against God, all those who were disobedient. The spirit who led the rebellion against God, we know today is Satan. His name means adversary. God's Word tells us that Satan is a deceiver, a liar, the father of lies. He's a murderer. Satan seeks to destroy all the good work of God, and especially to tempt man to sin against God. But God is more powerful, and He's able to overcome the evil work of Satan so that good will result instead of evil. Satan knows that he's been defeated, and he knows that his time is short. So he is filled with hatred, and he works furiously against man. Now, the other wicked spirits we know as demons or evil spirits. And in the coming stories, we will see that these spirits feared the one sent from God, for they knew who He was and that He had power over them. Most of the spirits, however, remain loyal and obedient to God. God uses these spirits as His messengers to warn against sin and to bring judgment whenever man sins, and to bring good news. We know these spirits as angels. Sometimes angels appeared as young men dressed in brilliant white clothing, wearing a golden belt. Sometimes angels appeared as servants of fire. Angels appear in many ways. Angels are very powerful and wise. But we are not to worship them, for God created them to serve people who obey God. Because God created all the spirits, they were created good like God. When they sinned, God judged their sin, and He punished them. See, God rules the spirit world. God is more powerful than all of His creation.